To no one will we sell, to no one deny or delay right or justice.
Anything you like, be free. Oh, he winces, regroups.
Imagine taking away women's right to vote.
And reader, I left him. I also left the door of the freezer open.
High walls, built to keep you out, not in.
First, release the princess. Throw open the castle gates.
We're on a mission, she says. A mission.
So these first two poems are about that trip. First one is called Flax, San Francisco, and Flax is the name of a big stationery store. Flax, San Francisco. He spends his first night on Market Street, excited, in a paper store, browsing Japanese handmaids and discontinued lecture set, watching leather men choose portfolios. He stays until closing, treks to bar 6 in Time Out's top 10, swinging a letterpress bag. So that was my first night in San Francisco. This is about my last evening in San Francisco, which kind of was more of how I expected it. Kind of links to the past, links to the future, and this is a poem about it. Pearls over Shanghai. He spends his last night in the Castro at a Coquette review. The man beside says he knew Sylvester, says he knew Tom Gunn, and he is impressed. Impressed by septuagenarian drag queen thumping keys, impressed by crotchless harem pants, impressed by heart-trimmed dominatrix whipping straights. He's invited to watch a film, but it's far too late already for flying tomorrow. He walks back past auto shops, Mondrian, feeling strong. Last poem, and really it was inspired about what happened in Orlando. You're kind of used to having a fear of entering and leaving gay clubs, like being chased through Cardiff when you come out, you know, people waiting there to get you. But inside was always a kind of safe place. It's where you could, you know, it's where you wanted to go. Then Orlando happened and it took away that kind of feeling of safety. This is called Tabernacle Lane. A list of men waiting, found tiny in the classifieds. The bouncer smiles. Let the music decide. To dare to dance with divine, be sure of every cheap reaction. Take pride in his hand, step on stage, a strapless shoulder to trespass on. Here's what my mother never did tell me, how that velvet staircase awaits, lit by the pulse of treacherous fairy lights, leads to what can't be seen in the dark. Wipe armpit sweat with a Kleenex, to hurl at the howling crowd. Never apologise, never hide, never let hate be unopposed. O is the story of Bobby O, Mr. GQ man, desperate for a pen, desperate for a telephone number. His bloom of future possibilities, thrown from scorched roofs, strung on barbed wire, blitzed in the dance of Saturday night. For love and love and love and...
Fry stripped naked while the two of them watched, and then dressed again in the clothes they brought on a tray. Boxer shorts, socks balled into a lover's clinch, black jeans that had been almost new on the day he arrived. The shirt was as he'd left it. Its freezing fibres billowed round his frame, caricaturing the weight he'd lost. He found his watch shivering in the toe of his left shoe, which rested with its mate atop his jacket. "Nice," said Endersby as he watched him shrug the leather on. "Surprised that one didn't go walkabout." There was no mirror, so Fry struck a player's pose and looked at them both with his eyebrows raised. Hassan obliged with a wolf whistle. "Now remember," said Endersby, "the magic ends at midnight. If you're not back by then, you'll be leaving your knackers in that tray." Hassan smiled. "You say that to all the girls. Try and be a good boy now." "Yes, boss." Fry grinned and gave them a thumbs up. They let him out via the airlock. Sudden oxygen. A drizzle-flecked car park dotted with staff wheels. It was a short walk to the barrier, past the HMP logo, then a longer trudge to the bus stop, where half a dozen day releases were already waiting. Grown men with hardened lives and hardened bodies, joshing like teenagers. After the bus ride, a railway carriage. Cooling towers looming over the fields. Civilian commuters clutching at their bags, staring at the floor or out of the window, anywhere but at the day releases, lolling on adjoining seats, their banter ramped up a notch for the occasion.
Daft cow, Stanley laughed. I could tell from our chauffeur's wobbling shoulders that he too considered me an object of ridicule. All I'd said was, I didn't know the big sales now start as early as November, as we cruised along Oxford Street, passing Selfridges and John Lewis still all a-glitter at midnight. The joke was that I'd mistaken a dismay of rag-bag rough sleepers for bargain hunters. Well, why else might someone curl up on the hard ground outside a department store? Stanley laughing was a bad sign. Too often his chuckles tended to slither into sneers and slaps. I'd learnt it was best to say nothing, ask for nothing, for I did indeed need nothing. I belonged beside the Argo, whilst the city was Stanley's domain. Up west was not for the likes of me, apart from the annual November hell of a Masonic ladies' night. Ironically, it was an overnight Masonic jamboree that gave me the idea. All the wives had a spark session, while their other halves bared their calves in ceremonial bonding games. Embarrassed by my lumpen flesh, I declined massages and the like, but found delight in hiding my flap in the steam room or submerged in the glorious hot tub before huddling beneath a fluffy free white towel upon a lounger. I fell asleep, and when I woke up I thought I could live like this.
Before the stranger arrived, nothing much happened. We woke before sunup. Mammy built the fire and smoke filled our hut. Light filtered in through the gaps in the slats while smoke leaked out the corrugated roof. Elena milled coffee and I brought water from the peeler. Our floor is as bumpy as the mountains about us, everything balanced just so, but our bare feet know the curves like we know our own. Mammy made eggs and tortillas. Maria passed down enamel cups hung on nails and pans slung on a small bush, and we handed out bowls from a cupboard on spoons from a bag dangling from the rafters. We sat on stools, the bed, or squatted, and after breakfast the boys jumped up on the bed and threw clothes around. Big girls rolled smaller ones into hammocks of blankets and sang, Vamos a la vuelta del toro Gil, a ver a la araña comiendo My favourite game, mine alone, was climbing to Uncle Jacinto's shiny grey vinyl suitcase. Maria or Elena the Elder pushed me, bronze wheels bumping over the stones, my eyes peeking above the metal zip, crying at the top of my voice, "Take me to La Capitale," or "To the Stars," or "Out of the Bowl."
He was protesting up and down Friendly Street, a demonstration against the new immigration laws.
But we made our own liberation the best way we could. If we had the pill, we'd have been unstoppable, she says.
This used to be the site of a fish weir.
Never apologise, never hide, never let hate be unopposed.